Years before Dark Souls made brutally difficult games cool, the PS1 had its own fair share of challenging titles that had us repeatedly facing death, wandering around, getting lost, or simply completely baffled about what the objective was, whilst also, at the same time, providing us with a great deal of fun. First up, Gary was one of the many Jurassic Park fans who picked up The Lost World. Not only did you have a limited amount of lives, there were no save points and the enemies were extremely hard to kill. Even when you play as the mighty T-Rex, a bona fide killing machine, you die time and time again due to those pesky humans. Jed suggested, Heart of Darkness for the PS1, absolutely unforgiving. I remember renting this game and then promptly exchanging it an hour later as I found it impossible. I feel better now though, knowing that I wasn't alone in my struggle. Legit couldn't last 2 minutes in this game. Beating up my controller every time I died, still the best game. Even this next guy had a hard time, and he's called Ace. Yep, this is the meaning of hard game back then. No hints on how the game would progress. One wrong step, you're dead. What is it about us gamers that we just love to torture ourselves with hard games? The closest thing to Dark Souls on the PS1 would probably be this next suggestion by Jeremy that helped inspire the Souls series and was made by the same people. Kingsfield, made by the same company who brought you Dark Souls, was a series of games that was so tough. They had a great atmosphere though and really gave you that feeling of dread. Definitely one of my all-time favourites. We're not just talking about adventure games, as playing some racing games on D-pad required incredible skill. Micro Machines V3, such a fun game, but it was so difficult. To which Ryan replied, hours of fun, but man, some of the tiny gaps and narrow bridges that you had to navigate were just cruel. It's funny comparing Micro Machines to Dark Souls, but I'm totally going there. It was so charming and fun that you didn't mind flying off the course on the last lap and having to start again. It was just part of the experience. Luke suggested a game series that is very much like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. My suggestion is Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. That game would punish you for the smallest mistake as it was so unforgiving. But the sound effects and fun gameplay gave me sheer determination to finish it. Although now I'm triggered. Martin replied and told us that he's playing through it again. I couldn't pass one specific spot 13 years ago, and I still can't pass it 13 years later. We wish Martin the best of luck when he attempts it yet again in 2034. Ross commented, has to be Tomb Raider 3. The difficulty spike from the first two is huge, but it's still a really enjoyable game. I actually remember drawing a map of one of the levels because I was stuck on it for days. That's dedication, right? I love the game, but it was so damn hard. Especially because you could only save the game with those lousy crystals. Manuel is referring to the save game crystals that you had to collect in order to save your game. Ran out of crystals? Well, prepare for a new level of stress. And finally, we often talk about Rayman being a challenge. So forgive us as we harp on about it yet again, as we can't possibly leave it out of this video. Zach says, Rayman was a nightmare to beat. Never as a child was I more willing to cuss out loud when I died. To which John replied, I think Rayman produced more progressive thinkers than any school, college or university in history. Quite a statement. Can you remember any games that had you struggling for hours, but were still nevertheless fun? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.
For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you don't miss any videos in the future. Cheers!